Good afternoon and welcome to our discussion. Today we delve into a topic that sparks considerable debate. Are unpaid internships a reasonable business practice? It's a question that resonates deeply with students, graduates, and businesses alike. On one side, some argue they offer invaluable experience. On the other, concerns about fairness and exploitation are raised. Joining us to explore these perspectives are Mr. Liam Chen, a business owner who sees merit in unpaid internships, and Ms. Olivia Smith, a recent graduate and advocate for fair compensation. We'll begin with opening statements, followed by rebuttals, a moderated Q&A, and finally, closing remarks. Our aim is a thorough exploration of this complex issue.
Thank you, Isabel. I believe unpaid internships, when structured correctly, represent a valuable exchange. Businesses like mine invest significant resources in providing mentorship, hands-on training, and crucial industry exposure. In return, interns gain practical skills and real-world experience that genuinely enhance their employability. This isn't about free labor. It's about fostering talent and providing a launchpad for careers. Many established industries have long utilized internships as a primary pathway for identifying and cultivating entry-level talent. It's a system that has, for many, proven effective. Consider the foot-in-the-door aspect. An internship can provide unparalleled networking opportunities, connecting aspiring professionals with established figures in their chosen field. These connections are often invaluable. If interns are willing to invest their time, companies are often willing to invest their expertise, creating a symbiotic relationship that can lead to significant professional growth. It's an investment in their own future. I acknowledge that not all unpaid internships are structured perfectly, and there's always room for improvement in how they are managed. However, to dismiss them entirely would be to overlook the substantial benefits they can offer. These opportunities can provide a crucial bridge between academic learning and the practical demands of the workplace. For many, it is the first real taste of their chosen profession, allowing them to make informed career decisions. Ultimately, the skills and confidence gained may lead to a permanent position, either within the host company or elsewhere, armed with a stronger CV and practical understanding.
Thank you, Isabel. From my perspective and that of many recent graduates, unpaid internships are fundamentally exploitative. They essentially ask young individuals to provide their labor for free. This practice disproportionately benefits businesses, often at the significant expense of young people, particularly those who don't come from financially privileged backgrounds. How can someone afford to work for months without pay? This system inherently creates a formidable barrier to entry. It means that only those with external financial support can access these, quote, opportunities, thereby reducing diversity and fresh perspectives in many important fields. The argument that these internships are a foot in the door often rings hollow. The promise of future employment is frequently dangled as a carrot, but it's rarely a guarantee, leaving many interns disillusioned and no better off financially. Furthermore, we must critically examine the quality of the experience offered. If an intern's day is filled primarily with menial tasks that an employee would normally be paid for, is it truly a learning opportunity, or just a cost-saving measure for the company? While some may gain valuable experience, it's undeniable that many others are simply used to fill gaps, performing work that contributes to the company's profits without any form of compensation. This devalues not only the intern's work, but labor in general. It fosters a culture where expecting payment for work becomes secondary to the desperate need for any kind of experience, a precarious position for those starting their careers.
Ms. Smith raises valid concerns about potential exploitation, and I agree that any internship, paid or unpaid, must be a genuine learning experience. However, it's an oversimplification to label all unpaid internships as exploitative. Reputable businesses that offer unpaid internships understand that their obligation is to provide substantial mentorship and structured training. We invest considerable time and resources in our interns, often assigning senior staff to guide them. This isn't about replacing paid employees. It's about nurturing potential. The tasks assigned are, or should be, developmental, designed to build skills and understanding of the industry, not just to get coffee or make copies. Regarding the fairness argument, many students actively seek these opportunities. They understand the competitive landscape and view these internships as a way to gain a competitive edge and practical knowledge that classrooms often cannot provide. If we were to ban unpaid internships entirely, I fear it could inadvertently reduce the total number of entry-level opportunities available. Not all businesses, especially smaller ones or nonprofits, can afford to pay all their interns, yet they can offer incredible experience. For instance, a student interested in journalism might gain invaluable experience at a small community newspaper through an unpaid internship, experience that helps them build a portfolio of published work. This portfolio then becomes a key asset when applying for paid positions. Similarly, an aspiring graphic designer might contribute to a project that becomes a centerpiece of their creative portfolio. The value derived isn't always monetary in the short term, but the long-term career benefits can be immense. The focus should be on ensuring quality and clear learning outcomes, perhaps through better regulation or clearer guidelines, rather than outright prohibition, which could harm the very individuals we're trying to help by limiting their options.
Mr. Chen speaks of reputable businesses and structured training, but the reality on the ground is often quite different. While I understand the concern about reducing opportunities, the core issue remains. If the work performed has value to the company, it should be compensated. The argument that experience shouldn't come at the cost of basic living standards is paramount. It's simply not feasible for many to work for free, regardless of the supposed quality of the internship. Mr. Chen mentioned students willingly seeking these roles. However, this willingness is often a product of a fiercely competitive job market, where unpaid experience is perceived or explicitly stated as a prerequisite for even consideration for paid roles. It's a choice made under duress for many. Although it's true that some internships might offer good training, many do not. The lack of financial commitment from the employer can sometimes translate into a lack of commitment to providing meaningful work or mentorship. There's a significant potential for abuse, where interns are used to replace or supplement the work of paid entry-level staff. This is not just unfair to the intern. It depresses wages and opportunities for other job seekers. This practice perpetuates socioeconomic disparity. It creates an uneven playing field where those with financial backing can afford to accumulate, quote, experience, while equally talented individuals from lower income backgrounds are locked out, further entrenching inequality within professions. We need to question a system that normalizes working for free as a rite of passage. True investment in the next generation involves fair compensation for their contributions, recognizing their value from day one, not after months of unpaid labor. The idea that banning them would reduce opportunities ignores the possibility of businesses reallocating resources to create paid, structured entry points if unpaid labor were no longer an option. It's about valuing work.
Thank you both for those robust rebuttals. Mr. Chen, a specific question for you. How can businesses concretely ensure that unpaid internships genuinely offer substantial learning and are not just a way to get free labor, especially when direct supervision and mentorship can be costly for a company?
That's a crucial point, Isabel. Firstly, businesses must establish clear, written learning objectives and a structured program for the intern at the outset. This document should outline the skills and experiences the intern will gain. Secondly, there must be a genuine commitment to mentorship, meaning assigning a dedicated supervisor who regularly meets with the intern, provides feedback, and ensures the tasks are developmental rather than purely administrative. Furthermore, companies should be transparent about the nature of the internship and what the intern can expect. Perhaps industry bodies could develop accreditation for internships that meet certain quality standards, offering a benchmark for both companies and interns. Ultimately, it's about viewing interns as an investment in future talent, not a temporary cost-saving measure. The return for the business is a well-trained potential employee and a positive reputation.
Thank you, Mr. Chen. Ms. Smith, if unpaid internships were completely banned, as you advocate, what practical alternatives would you propose for students and recent graduates to gain that vital practical experience, especially in highly competitive fields where experience is often a non-negotiable prerequisite for entry-level paid roles?
That's a fair question. Firstly, the most straightforward alternative is for companies to convert these roles into paid entry-level positions or paid structured internships. If the work needs doing and provides value, it warrants compensation. Secondly, we could see an expansion of government-subsidized internship programs, ensuring that businesses of all sizes can afford to hire and train young people without exploiting them. This levels the playing field. Apprenticeships, which combine on-the-job training with study and fair pay, are another excellent model that could be more widely adopted across various sectors. They offer a clear path to skilled employment. Furthermore, employers could place greater emphasis on skills developed through academic projects, substantial volunteer work with nonprofits, or even personal projects, rather than solely prioritizing experience gained in a corporate, unpaid setting. The focus should be on creating more accessible, equitable pathways into careers, not relying on a system that inherently disadvantages many. In conclusion, the arguments against unpaid internships are compelling. They hinge on fundamental principles of fairness, equity, and the inherent value of labor. Asking individuals to work for free is exploitative, plain and simple. This practice creates significant barriers for those without external financial support, undermining efforts to build diverse and inclusive workplaces. It normalizes the idea that young people should sacrifice their financial well-being for a chance at experience. The experience gained often doesn't justify the lack of pay, and the promise of a future job is too often an empty one. We must move towards a system where all work performed, especially work that benefits a for-profit entity, is fairly compensated. It is time to champion ethical employment practices that respect the contributions of the next generation, ensuring they can begin their careers with dignity and financial stability, not debt and disillusionment.
To sum up, while I acknowledge the concerns raised about poorly managed programs, unpaid internships, when conducted ethically and with a clear focus on learning, offer invaluable opportunities. They provide essential practical experience, industry exposure, and a crucial pathway to employment for many. The skills, networks, and portfolio pieces acquired can significantly enhance a young person's career prospects in a competitive job market. Many individuals have successfully launched their careers thanks to the foundation laid during an internship. The solution is not outright abolition, which could limit opportunities, but rather a commitment from businesses to provide structured, mentored experiences that genuinely benefit the intern. Regulation and clear guidelines can help ensure this. Ultimately, fostering a strong connection between education and the practical realities of the workplace is vital, and well-structured internships, even if unpaid, can play an important role in this ecosystem.
Thank you, Mr. Chen and Ms. Smith, for your insightful and passionate contributions to this important discussion. You've certainly given our audience much to consider. The tension between providing opportunity and ensuring fair labor practices remains a complex challenge. That concludes our debate for today. Thank you for joining us.